Hi everyone, welcome back to Ask Kenneth. I'm the host, Kenneth. I have been in the fitness industry for more than 20 years, from rowing, coaching, to personal training, to online coaching. In October 2019, I have been launched the online personal training mentorship program to the trainers who are passionate in their careers. My goal is to share my knowledge and my own coaching experience to the trainers. To me, personal training is more than a job. I used to train different kind of people in Hong Kong. Now, through online coaching, my students are around the world: Hong Kong, US, UK, New Zealand. Today, I'm going to interview the co-founder of West Coast Strength and Movement, Phil Whitmer. He is a pro trainer of CanFitPro. He can qualify you to be a trainer. How are you doing?
Kenneth,
good, man. Good, man. Do you work out today?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No.
Why?
I've just been busy this morning, so afternoon, PM workout.
Okay, cool. I'm a morning person.
Nice.
So I used to lift weight in the morning. So here, this is your gym, right?
Yeah, West Coast Strength and Movement.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what is the theme of the strength and movement?
The theme, I guess, is just like the name says, strength and movement. So getting people to move well and getting them stronger.
Okay, why is strength so important to general population?
I think, in my opinion, is that just people inherently have gotten lazy. You know, we're not as physical as we once were. We're sitting a lot, becoming sedentary, and so this is just a very important part to being human. You don't have a choice. We're in a body, so we need to move well, and we need to also be strong.
Cool, man. As I know, right? You know me before I come to Vancouver, right? So how do you know me?
On Facebook. So we similar background in education. So both trained with Charles Baldwin, and then also with Ido Portal.
Cool.
So you do some handstands and stuff, and I was like, okay, this guy's doing a lot of the same things.
Yeah,
and,
we are the mover, right? Or the movement practitioner, right? Both of us are doing the handstand. He is the man of the one-arm chain, right? So he's good. He's better than me. Okay, so what is your own training program right now?
Right now, in the last few years, I've shifted into a little bit more gymnastics style of training. So since opening this place, it's been a little bit less in volume, but that's still been the theme. So mostly just gymnastics, strength training, so handstands, ring work, all that stuff.
So what is your sport background in the past, before gymnastic things?
Yeah, before growing up, a lot of team sports growing up. So soccer was a big one for me, basketball a little bit, got into snowboarding then too. That's one I still continue to do. So a little bit mixed, but I'd say probably the biggest influence was soccer growing up.
Soccer, okay. Soccer is not popular in Vancouver, right?
No, I mean, it's getting more popular. We have a team now in the MLS, so I think it's...
White cap?
Yeah, that's right. And so I think it's a sport that's growing a lot over here, but I also grew up in Europe. So I grew up in Switzerland, so Europe, it's obviously the main sport. But yeah, not quite as popular, but I think growing here.
Okay. Did you train any pro athletes?
I've trained a few pro athletes, just a handful, hockey player, soccer in university level, football player, lacrosse, a few, and then some other younger athletes, some hockey players as well, some rugby players.
Okay, cool. Also, you are very experienced trainers, okay, for pro athlete and for general populations. Okay, so as you know, right, you are the pro trainer of the CanFitPro, right? So what is that?
Yeah, so I had an opportunity to train for CanFitPro, so I'm a contractor for them. My friend was a pro trainer. He was running his business in Vancouver, so the way it works is you basically own a territory. So he was training for downtown. He left, he moved to Thailand, also a trainer, he opened up a gym over there, and so I took over. And so basically I teach their course for them. I teach their curriculum. People come in for an in-person course, and then they go through the process. So there's a theory exam they have to pass, and then a practical exam, and then they become certified personal trainers. Okay, so what is the element of the CanFitPro? So you teach them, the trainers have to do a certain of exercise, or so what was that? Can you share more? Yeah, it's very foundational. It's an entry-level certification, so you're covering the surface of a lot of things. So there's anatomy, there's things about just coaching, like understanding personalities and how to communicate. There's baseline exercise, so learning your compound movements, squatting, deadlifting, all those. Some basic assessment, program design, of course.
Okay, cool.
Touches on a little bit of business at the end, but not very much.
Not very much.
No.
Okay. Phil, I want to ask a very interesting question. Is about what is your expectation of nowadays new trainers?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. My expectations, I mean, first and foremost, especially teaching the course, is that you grasp the fundamentals. I think that's, you know, this is an entry-level certification. It's, again, like I said before, kind of just touching on the surface of a lot of things. So you just need to understand the foundation. Along with that, I think my expectation is for people to have an open mind and really have the expectation that this is just the first step and that this is a never-ending journey. I feel like in anything, but especially personal training, we're training in and of itself, but then we're dealing with human beings. There's so much to learn. So a lot of people come in and they have their idea that they know everything. It's just like, they're, you know, so a big expectation is like, hey, you're getting the foundation, like know that and learn that and really grasp that and then continue to grow from there.
So for example, if I'm a general population, I like training, I did a few times bodybuilding, can I be a trainer without a shirt?
So it is, yeah, that's interesting because you see a lot of people coming into the course like this. They've done it for a long time, they really enjoy it. So a couple things that I've seen that come to mind. One, sometimes when you enjoy something like that, it can take away from that enjoyment when you do it as a career, as a profession. The other thing is just because you like it doesn't mean you're a good coach. You know? You doing your thing and doing how you do things doesn't mean that you know how to teach other people, or it doesn't even mean that you're going to enjoy teaching other people how to do it. And then the other thing is that not everyone is going to do things exactly like you do. You know, you're going to have your philosophy, but some of it might be a little bit slower, a little bit more boring, and you have to be okay to work with that person. You want to be able to help them and not just have everyone do exactly what you're
For me,
doing.
As a coach, my objective of my role is to help my client to achieve their goals, right? So I can't force my client, okay, for example, I like bodybuilding, I like weightlifting, I can't force my client to do the same thing as me.
100%.
I can't.
Yeah, that's a big example for me, like the gymnastic stuff. Many people have no interest in that. That's fine. Exactly. We're there to serve them and do that in the best way possible. So I think some people get into it initially for the wrong reasons.
Okay. So in your gym, strength and movement, so what kind of majority of people they train here? So for example, body composition more, strength more, or for sport performance more?
We have a pretty good mix. I'd say, there's some people coming in, maybe they have some nagging injuries and they just want to move better first and foremost. Then we definitely have people coming in for body composition. That's always a popular one for training. People want to lose weight, they want to look better. And then we do have some people that are weekend warriors, or like they have their sport, they want to be a little bit better at it, and oftentimes also they want to do it for longer, so they understand the benefit of training, that's going to help them be able to enjoy whatever it is they're doing for a longer period of time. So kind of, a little bit of a mix.
Okay. We are the students of Charles Poliquin, right? So do you apply his training method and philosophy in the training?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a big influence on my training. So a lot of things we talked about. Applying proper tempo, accessory work has been a really big one that I apply. The different training methods and when to apply it. His models of periodization I like too for general pop that I'm doing.
Can you explain more why tempo training is so important to the people?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different benefits from manipulating tempo, but we want to showcase control over movement, and so yeah, we do that through a tempo to really showcase control of a movement, and then again we can manipulate tempo to get certain effects. If you're not strong enough, we can emphasize on one side of a tempo, the eccentric. You can eliminate or put in pauses to eliminate the stretch reflex. There's a lot of things we can do to get the benefit we're trying to get with the client.
Yeah, yeah. It benefits training. The tempo training is also benefit to body composition and also for strength training as well, right? So it's good. Okay. So what is your definition of functional training? As I know, everyone or every school of thought are different. They have different definitions. So what is your definition of functional training?
It's a funny one. It's a bit of a buzzword, just like core training. To me, if I think about functional training, I again look at us being human beings. We're in a body. This is like, okay, so as a human being, what are the patterns that show up as a human being? Squatting, right?
Yep.
Pulling, pushing. Yep. So that to me is functional training. If it's something that shows up in everyday life, then it's like, okay, I want to try and mimic that in the weight room.
Okay, to me, I always tell my clients that functional movement is push, pull, squat, deadlift, hip hinge, and carry, right? Like a farmer walk.
Nice.
So this is my definition of functional training. So if you are not doing that, you're not doing functional training.
Yeah.
Okay. For example, we pick up something from the floor. We need to bend our knee, okay, to keep the back straight, to pick up something right from the floor. That is so simple. Okay. Or we go to shopping, we carry bags.
Yeah.
That is carry. This is training.
Yeah.
Right. So we move every day. Right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I agree with that.
What is the misconception of personal training? Okay. For example, as I know, a lot of new trainers, okay, they want to become trainers, right? They want quick money, easy money, or just do the weekend course, 2-day course. Oh, okay, I'm a qualified trainer. So, what is the problem?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things going on there. I think maybe one of them is that people are taking something they enjoy and that's work for them, and they want to just turn it into a career. And so they just think they know everything already, and they come in and they just want that cert and go on. And then, like you spoke to there, I think a lot of people see it as an opportunity. It's like they can get a certification and they just want to make money, and they just have a lot of expectation. I think that goes, a lot in personal training, but elsewhere as well. But for sure in personal training, I feel like a lot of people want to get into it, start making more money. They hear what people charge, and so yeah, they see dollar signs without realizing what it takes to put in the work and really become a professional.
Okay, as a new trainer, okay, for example, I'm a young trainer, zero experience. Do you recommend me to work at a commercial gym, big chain, or personal training studio?
That's hard. I think it's a little bit different for everyone. I mean, right away, just having my experience, I would think if you can get to a private training studio, it's going to be better if you have the right mentor there and they're doing good things. Just because, it's focused around training, and ultimately that's what we do, right? Just like here, it's like there's no distractions, there's no gimmicks. It's just like we get down to business. Whereas in a commercial gym, oftentimes there's just a lot of different things going on, a lot of distractions. But there is sometimes an opportunity, if it's a good commercial gym, you have a lot of people at a high level, then it's just like now you can learn off several different people, you can collaborate on things.
Totally.
Yeah, totally. It can be motivating to be in that kind of atmosphere. So depending on what you're looking for, I think either can work, but I think, whatever the quality of what's going on there.
Yeah, I worked at a commercial gym for 9 years, so I met so many general population, but this is very good experience because I can't only train that kind of people, right? So I need to, because different people have different problem. As a coach, as a Christian Typical said, our job is not just writing program. Okay, our job is to solve people's problems. So everyone have different problem. Okay, knee problem, lower back problem, neck problem. Okay, if we can help them to solve problem, we learn something from them, right? We are not just coach them. Maybe we can learn something from our clients.
100%.
Right? So,
each client is different, and that's where I think the experience, wherever you go, that experience just adds up over time. And the more people, different kinds of people you see, think, yeah, that's going to add up to being a well-rounded coach.
Okay, because you coach the pro athlete, right? So what is the difference coaching pro athlete and general population?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot of differences. I mean, the training obviously looks quite a bit different. I would say the biggest thing, biggest thing you notice, besides the obvious of the training, is the motivation. Just athletes are disciplined. They come in, you don't have to remind them. It's just like they're here to work. If anything, sometimes you got to tell them to pull back a little bit. Whereas general population, depending on their personality and their background, it's a lot of babysitting, if you will.
Yeah, I agree. I know. I understand. Totally.
So that to me is the biggest, most obvious difference.
So you talk about motivation. What do you think about discipline?
I like discipline better. There's nothing wrong with, like, at times, I guess, needing some motivation, but yeah, discipline is a better approach.
Yes.
Because if you're disciplined, then you can throw motivation out the door.
Yeah, because motivation is goes and comes.
Ebbs and flows. And so if you're really trying to dedicate to something and then you don't have that motivation, you're not going to do it. Whereas if you're disciplined, you don't want to do it, you're still going to do it because you're disciplined.
You have to. You have to do it, right? No excuses. Even it's raining, no snowing, doesn't matter. You have to go to the gym. You know what? So many people ask me through online, can I be a trainer? They are only 20s, okay? So maybe fresh grad from the university or college. So what kind of people do you recommend them to be a trainer?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, again, it's a tough one to generalize. But yeah, I think when it's early days, you know, I mean, you need to, take a look at different aspects, not just like, if someone looks at you and they see what you do and they're like, oh, this guy looks really good physically, he's very capable, you're strong, Olympic lifting, and this is like, oh, I want that. This is like, okay, do you want his career or do you just want to like look like him and do what he can do? Because that's maybe not then a career move, or you don't want to do that as a profession.
Okay.
But yeah, I would say if it is something you're serious about, I think there's certain traits that make a personal trainer excel, if you will, in a career, where they need to be humble and willing to learn.
Okay, humble, willing to learn.
A personality that you need to be able to work with people. You know, and ultimately you want to at your core help people. That is what we do. If that's not there, if you're doing it for selfish reasons, I think you won't last. You know, I think if you get into it, for those wrong reasons, then it's not going to be something you're going to do for very long. Because I've seen it, and I'm sure you have as well. People get into it, because they like working out and they like looking good, and they're like, oh, this is be cool, but it's still hard work like anything else. It still takes dedication, it takes years, it takes education, it takes blood, sweat, and tears to do anything to a certain level. And so if you're not doing it for the right reasons, then I think again you're not gonna make it, unfortunately. Yes.
Last but not least, Phil, give me 5 top tips to become personal trainers.
5 top tips, okay. Let's say be punctual. So you show up on time, do the full session. Along with that, be professional at all times. So don't let the relationship turn into a friendship. I mean, it's fine if it turns into a friendship, but when you're here and you're doing the session, make sure your programming is on point, that you're doing the programming the justice that it deserves for each person. Communication, huge one, making sure that's professional. And I think you talked about this, like going beyond just the session. We have a responsibility for these clients, and so you want to make sure that you're communicating during the session, but following up and making sure you understand what they need. And then the last one, getting results. That everything, all of that is ultimately still geared toward getting someone the result they came to you for.
Okay, I think communication is so important, because why we have to communicate with the client? Because we care. I care you, Phil, just tell me more. Okay, I care you. You're sick, tell me. You split up, tell me, because I know, I have to know. You are, okay, maybe you are eating crazy, you're binge eating, just tell me, because I need to know. I need to adjust the food diary, adjust the calories intake, adjust the macros, adjust the needs, adjust the program a little bit. If you're sick, I can't give you the same program, right? Because programming should be flexible. We call be water, you know, by Bruce Lee. Yeah. So we have to change all the time. We can't expect, because general population is not pro athletes or not the army. We can't apply the old school style to the nowadays people. We have to be a little bit soft, right? Yeah. But because parenting, to me, parenting is so important to me. Because through parenting, I learned how to coach my kids better because I care. Okay, I can't always shout and you know you can't hit. Don't hit your kids. Okay, right? Don't we care. Talk more, because we don't talk. I don't know, because remember. I remember Nick Mitchell said, the founder of Ultimate Performance, he said we have to go into a client's mind. If we don't know what he's thinking, we can't help.
For sure. Right?
That's why we always say, find the why. I need to know your why, and then I can help. Not to just go, okay, I want to lose fat. How much fat you want to lose? Okay, I want to be bigger. How much muscle you want then? But why? Why? Yeah. Right? So I think so today we can have some tips for you guys. Okay, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
man. Thank you.
Cheers.